Pause. You hear a knock that feels like a verdict. A car slides to a stop. Lights paint the walls blue and red. You answer the door. Arms take you, firm and swift. The name they accuse you of hangs in the air. You say it isn't you. No one seems to believe you. They read your rights like a sentence. You are let out. People whisper. Phones record your shame. The door closes behind you. You have one thought: this is wrong. You have one plan: survive the first night. But survival is not simple. You sleep with a record. Sleep is monitored. A cell is a quiet thunder. You replay the last hours. You search for the fracture. How did reality crack like this? Pause. Evidence is supposed to prove truth. Here, evidence proves a story. An edited clip, a timestamp that skips, a CCTV angle that conveniently misses the alley, a phone ping that places you miles away, a fingerprint on a glass that matches you, but fingerprints can be lifted. Gloves can be handled. Phones can be spoofed. You learn the language of fabrication. Deepfakes smile in your stead. Messages sent that you never wrote. Emails forged with professional ease. A witness suddenly remembers seeing you. Memory is malleable. Confessions are coaxed. Your name is slotted into a pattern. It fits the narrative the way a puzzle piece is forced. The prosecution presents a mosaic, each tile polished to reflect your guilt. The mosaic hides the hand that arranged it. Pause. Everything tilts. Friends stop returning calls. Your boss emails HR. Your social feed erupts with judgment. The court of public opinion doesn't wait for courts. Bail is expensive. Your savings are not enough. You sleep in a stranger's couch or an evidence locker. You watch as reputation dissolves. You watch as people pick sides. You learn who profits from your fall. You learn who looks relieved. You taste the loneliness of being presumed guilty. You face a series of hearings, each one a little execution. The camera rigs, the courthouse cameras, the live feeds. They want faces to fit stories. You are a face now. You are a label. You are trying to remember who you were. Pause. You need evidence that contradicts evidence. You need process to expose process. You hire a lawyer who speaks in legal maps. You hire a private investigator who knows alleys and servers. You pull the chain of custody. You note the gaps. You subpoena raw footage. You ask for original files. Someone says they were destroyed. That is suspicious. You analyze metadata. You look at file hashes. You compare file origins. Timestamps don't align. GPS pings are inconsistent. And there's a hand that cleaned up before the investigators arrived. You find a CCTV camera angle that was overlooked. A neighbor's doorbell camera. A dashcam with shaky footage. You piece together moments. You build an alternate timeline. It's fragile, but it is a scaffold. You test it under pressure. You sow doubt. Doubt is the seed of reasonable doubt. Pause. Forensics is not magic. It's method. DNA must be handled right. Fingerprints must match in context. Digital forensics reads the fossil record of files. Metadata is the breath of a file. You bring in experts. They turn data into testimony. They explain how a file can be altered. They show how a phone's location data can be faked. They testify about compression artifacts. They draw attention to the impossible shadow. You expose who had motive and access. You show the financial threads. You trace shell accounts. You track a van that appears in 3 different neighborhoods. You get bank logs. You reveal odd transfers. You reveal timing. Payments before the incident. You force the other side to explain. You watch lawyers sweat. You watch holes widen. It's not exoneration yet, but it is momentum. Momentum can topple an accusation. Pause. People who framed you are rarely anonymous. They want chaos, not conviction. They need a story that sticks. You follow the money. You follow the favors. You follow the grudges. Someone wanted you gone. You unearth alliances. You find an old rivalry, a corporate handshake, a political cover-up. You confront a name. They deny neat and practiced. You leak controlled fragments to the press. You have to be surgical. You cannot become the maniacal avenger in the headlines. You let facts speak with a heavy, cold voice. You file motions. You demand oversight. You name witnesses. You push for discovery that burns. The court cracks open. Names fall out like loose coins. Power recoils. Power hates the light. Pause. The trial is theatre with rules. You sit and watch each scene. Your lawyer directs the attention. Your accusers stumble on contradictions. Experts dismantle the forged narrative. Witnesses change their scripts. You stand when you are called. The jury listens to your breath. You speak with measured anger. You tell the truth as a sequence of facts, not a speech, a stitch of events. You watch verdicts being formed. You feel the tilt. You are not naive. You know justice can be messy. You accept that clearing your name might never erase the memory. But a verdict can remove the legal stain when the judge reads the words, "Not guilty." The sound is hollow and thunderous. It does not fix everything. It opens a road. You step onto it. You are wary of the cameras. You are scarred by the process. Yet you breathe. You survived the machinery designed to grind you down. Finale. Being framed is an anatomy of betrayal. It's systems and people and small acts of convenience. It is an economy of lies. You learned rules others assumed you did not know. You learned how fragile reputation is. You learned how to weaponize truth. If you walk away exonerated, you still carry the marks. There is a list of things you cannot undo. You cannot unsee the faces that turned. You cannot unwatch the footage. You can, however, rebuild. You can pursue those who corrupted the system. You can demand reforms, chain of custody, public oversight, digital forensic standards. You can tell your story with precision. At night, you practice remembering innocence. It's an act of resistance. You keep files, copies, timestamps. You keep friends who remember the real you. And when the knock returns, you do not open the door without looking through the peephole. You never again assume guilt when you know how easily it can be manufactured. You become careful. You become relentless. You carry the dark knowledge forward like armor, not joyous, not healed, but alive. And when you look into the camera one last time, you say only, "Watch the details," because details break lies.